This is Dan Housing, and you are watching Wrestling Spotlight TV, and if you're not, I don't know how you're seeing this video, but you're cursed.
Thanks to Dan Houser for the introduction. It's time for the predictions. AEW All in Texas. Saturday night's main event, WWE, a little counter programming. Which card are you more excited for? I think that's a fairly easy question, but Sonny, which do you want to start out with on the predictions? AEW or WWE? Your choice.
Been Chase all night. That was me. I was hoping it'd be Chase first.
No, which card do you want to talk about first?
AEW.
AEW. Okay, good choice. Well, I mean, I'm really looking forward to it. I think this is going to be a huge event. It's already the biggest American gate for AEW, so financially it's going to be a success. And I'm really looking forward to seeing the crowd and the reaction at Texas Live, because it is that sports events center in Arlington. You have the Lowe's Texas Live, Globe Life Stadium, and AT&T Stadium all right next to each other. It'll be interesting to compare to the response at Wembley Stadium a year ago. Well, let's start off with the first, I think what's going to be the leadoff match of All In. The AEW Tag Team Championships, the Hurt Syndicate, Bobby Lashley, Shelton Benjamin, worked over last night by Jet Speed and the Patriarchy. They're going up against Jet Speed, Speedball Mike Bailey, and the Jet Kevin Knight. And then the Patriarchy, Christian Cage and Nick Wayne, trying to weasel their way into a championship. Sonny, who do you think comes out of this with the tag team titles? The Hurt Syndicate, Jet Speed, or the Patriarchy? It's a three-way. It's always a challenge.
I'm going to go with the Hurt Syndicate.
The Hurt Syndicate, the Hurt People. Chase, who do you think's coming out with the tag titles?
My heart wants to say the Hurt Syndicate, but my gut really wants to say the Patriarchy, just because, yeah. But I'm going to go with the Hurt Syndicate.
Marc, your tag championship pick.
I'm going to say the Hurt Syndicate. I think there's too much dissension amongst the ranks within the Patriarchy, and I don't know what overall the reaction is, fan interaction or feel for Jet Speed. So Hurt Syndicate, it took 4 guys to beat and take them out. What does that say? So 4 or 5 guys to take them out. So yeah, Hurt Syndicate, strength in numbers, but they're strong enough to take them all out.
Well, I'll go with the Hurt Syndicate as well, and then maybe that sets up FTR, because somebody's going to have to challenge the Hurt Syndicate. And they are pretty impressive, though. That's been a good job of pulling over a couple of wrestlers who were kind of underutilized in the WWE. Shelton Benjamin just looks like a absolute killer, whereas he was very much de-emphasized for the last few years in the WWE. The TNT Championship, it's been an underwhelming championship reign for Adam Cole, baby. He's taking on the protostar Kyle Fletcher, part of the Don Callis family. Marc, we'll start with you. We'll go snake style, go the back way. Who do you think?
I am a Adam Cole fan through and through, and to see him succeed is what I want. But there is just a shine on Kyle Fletcher with Don Callis behind him, regardless of what the Paragon can do. This could be Kyle Fletcher's night to walk away as TNT champion.
Good take. Sonny, Adam Cole, Bay, or the protostar Kyle Fletcher?
Kyle Fletcher. He's really coming up. He's listening to his higher ups lately a little bit better, and I like the way he's presenting himself. I think he's ready.
Excellent. Chase, we got 2 picks for the Proto Star.
I really want to pick Adam Cole. I'm very excited. Adam Cole has been active, has been champion. But somebody on this panel said a while back that, Will Ospreay was going to give his friend looking out for his guy a good rub, and that rub pays off on Saturday. So,
yeah, and
not to take anything away from Kyle Fletcher, because Kyle Fletcher has definitely taken that ball and scored and scored and scored with it. But that Will Ospreay doing that feud and giving that match made Kyle Fletcher excel.
And speaking as an Adam Cole fan, I got my Adam Cole figure here, got an Adam Cole poster on the other wall, art print. I like Adam Cole a lot. I'm glad that he's back in. He's healthy. He's competing. But I think Adam Cole is actually in a better position chasing and having a little who's ready for story time with Adam Cole, baby, rather than being the champion. And it is time for the Proto Star to win. I think it'll reinvigorate the TNT title and, get Adam on the chase, which I think is a better place to be. If he's going to be the babyface Adam Cole, Sonny, old school wrestling, right? The babyface chases.
Yes, sir.
The match I have up behind me, Swerve Strickland and Will Ospreay taking on the Young Bucks, and they're going after the Young Bucks EVP titles. The other side, it's a pretty good stipulation. If they win, they get EVP titles. If they lose, they can't challenge for the world championship for a year. Okay, I'll take that. Whose house at the end of this match, Chase? Swerve's house, or did the EVPs continue?
I want to say Swerve, but I think it's going to be the Bucks.
Really?
I think they're going to find a way to pull it through.
Okay. Sonny.
I think Swerve and Will Ospreay need to win, and I think it's the time. I think they've got the momentum going into this thing. They've been through everything this year, it seems like, and they've got great chemistry together where they've worked together in the past, and I think it's their day, and I think it's finally going to be Swerve's house. I think people are trying to impress that upon the main office that it's Swerve's house. So.
Oh, yeah. There'll be some upset fans at Globe Life Stadium if it's not
Mad
Swerve's
fans,
house.
man. They will just be beside themselves if they don't pull this off.
The reaction in London last year when Swerve lost was pretty negative, and that was Bryan Danielson winning. So, Marc, Swerve and Ospreay or the Bucks?
Well, I'm perplexed by this one because what always made people hate WWE booking is that, like, you groan because the person you don't want to win is going to win. And in the end, you're like, there's no reason for them to win, and they win anyway. So, sorry, the stipulation is Swerve and Ospreay become EVPs?
Yes.
So storyline EVPs as opposed to like legitimate ones.
Yeah. And if they lose, they can't challenge for the world championship for a year.
Well, that definitely would change the direction of the Death Riders and their EVPs, and yeah, that might change that trajectory. Yeah, sure. Let's go Swerve and Ospreay just because the trickle down effect to who else it can affect we actually see the world title outside of a briefcase. Let me connect those dots and say it has better ramifications if Ospreay and Swerve win. That if they lose, they get nothing, right? There's no opportunities lost to them.
Nah.
Okay. So it's more like
there's other titles, but they can't go after the world title. That was the stipulation. I'm gonna go Swerve and Ospreay just because of nothing else. I like the old school double team finishes and tag matches, and I can't think of a better one I've seen in the last, I don't know, 5-6 years than the house call into the Stormbreaker. For a couple of guys who have only tagged for a couple of weeks, their double team moves are incredibly crisp. You can tell these guys have worked together for years because they look good in tag team matches. And I think the stadium is going to go nuts if Swerve and Ospreay lose. So I'm going whose house? Swerve's house. Because I got to see both last year. The Chafin Center in St. Louis went nuts for Swerve winning, and Wembley went nuts the opposite way when he lost. Go ahead, Jason.
I'm manifesting the main event. Obviously we'll get to that, but the main event that I want to, or the ending of the main event I want to see, it can't all be sunshine and rainbows on Saturday.
True.
True. Bucks lose their EVP and Hangman walks out champ. I don't know.
Yeah, fair. Fair. That's a tough one. It's a hard one to pick.
Yep.
This one I think is a little bit easier. The women's casino gauntlet match. Chris Statlander starts. Megan Bayne is second. Willow Nightingale. Ty Mello's not winning this. Queen Aminata, who has done great work, and she comes in from the Midwest independent wrestling scene, from Chicago style wrestling. Julia Hart, Tekla. Megan Bayne's winning the casino gauntlet, isn't she?
I was going to say it's either Megan Bayne or it's Chris Statlander.
Yeah. Who's your pick? We'll start with you, Chase. Megan or Chris Statlander?
Megan. I'll go with Megan.
Sonny?
I don't think they're there yet, but I'll go with Megan.
Megan Bayne all the way. She's the ring general of the women's division after Toni Storm, I think. She's just, everything she does, she just turns it around in her favor 9 times out of 10. She's 26 years old. She's impressive.
Yeah. Marc, women's casino gauntlet.
I think Megan Bayne, she's definitely got that presence about her. There's nothing about her that doesn't suggest she should be a champion at some point, just the way she carries herself to the ring. But I think Thekla is due to make an impression more than just a big name and a big signing and Toxic Spider needs to make an impact in this, even in defeat, that they're still talking about her long after the gauntlet is over. So she may be my 1A and maybe 1B.
Yeah, I agree with that. In the spirit of getting over without going over. A big match for Tekla, but a win for Megan Bayne. I like that. The men's casino gauntlet, which should be an amazing match because you're going to see Ricochet in it, Mystico in it, Hologram in it probably, and they're just going to keep running people in at it. Starts off with MJF against Mark Briscoe. Start with you, Marc. Who do you see winning the casino gauntlet men's matchup?
Well, the Marc is hoping that another Marc is the one that walks away. I mean, he is due to, yes, he was ROH champion, but he's been more prominently shown, and he's just got so much personality. The fact that fans of ROH and those of us that have seen him long know he's capable of and what he can do, and sadly was judged literally because of aesthetics. There was so much quality to him. I'd like to see him walk away with this as the winner. I know we don't want sunshine and rainbows, like Chase was saying, but this is, especially with the direct hit and content and things that were said to him by MJF, isn't that more like it's like he has an angel kind of looking over his shoulder and the story being told that, your words are just words and that there's like a divine spirit, maybe something greater that is elevating me. So yeah, I'm gonna pull for Mark Briscoe.
I like that. Sonny, the men's gauntlet.
I gotta say, Mark Briscoe. He's improved every week. He's come out and worked matches that nobody thought he would work. His interview skills have gone way up since he's been talking on the mic more. They were never that bad to begin with. He has shown me that he's still very much into it. And he came back actually either the night after Jay Briscoe was killed or that week and wrestled. And when he did that, I said, this guy's ready. And he's been on fire since then. And for him to be pushed around in the ring the way they've had him go through the order of things here lately, it's just heartbreaking to see him not get more wins. He's a winning guy, and I think this is his night to show people he's still winning.
I like that. Okay, Chase, do we have a clean sweep here?
We're not doing clean sweeps tonight. I'm gonna pick MJF, but I agree. I want Mark to win. To what Sonny said, they have done a great job of showcasing him. It almost feels like, it almost feels like, he's like ready to get back to doing this as much as he can. And with that being said, with him and MJF being put together, I would love to see Mark win. I think he's going to, but again, just to make sure that there is no sunshines and rainbows, I'm picking MJF.
I'd like to see it come down to Mark and MJF. I think that'd be the killer final two in it or whatever. I think that would be huge.
Yep.
Between Mark Briscoe's tough as shoe leather. Period.
I think we're going to see it come down to MJF, Mark Briscoe, and Mystico. MJF did a run-in showing a little more cross-promotional work. MJF showed up on a Major League Wrestling card that Mystico was on with the mask just to interfere and steal the match from Mystico. So I think we'll get a little bit of a callback to that. And Mystico, I think, is going to have a big matchup because that's going to keep pushing that CMLL connection. But I'll go MJF. I think he figures out a nefarious way to get the win. The Unified Championship, tying together the Continental and the International Championship, probably something that should have been coming a long time ago. Kenny Omega taking on the Rainmaker, Kazuchika Okada, a rematch of classic matches in New Japan. Chase, who do you see winning here? Kenny Omega or the Rainmaker?
I think Omega's going to take it, but to prevent a clean sweep, I'm going to go with Okada.
Great competitor, obviously. Should be a terrific match. Maybe
yes, I assumed everybody else was going to pick Kenny as well. So that's why.
Sonny, who do you have here?
I'm impressed with the Rainmaker. I think he's more talented than he was given credit for in the very beginning when he first got going. But I'm a Kenny Omega fan, so I have to go with Kenny Omega.
Well, you have to be a Kenny Omega fan. Referencing back to his initial run in AEW, Kenny Omega stopped in North Carolina, just like you.
It's like
and Mark, Kenny Omega or Kazuchika Okada?
I'm concerned about this match because we haven't seen the Okada that was beloved in Japan and putting on 5-star, 6-star, 7-star classics, and we've seen a lot of personality. He may walk out the winner, but it's the match quality of what these two are capable of with time, with energy, with all that. We've got Kenny coming back from diverticulitis. That is just, I'm so conflicted in just saying one or the other when I want to see what does it all encompass. Like, yes, it's a unified title, but is the match that we're going to get deserving of what these two can provide us? And maybe we're just spoiled wrestling fans. I don't know. But the ongoing dispute with Don Callis and having him play a factor in this. The only reason I'd say Kenny is more redemption from where he was and nearly facing death, and the story there of recovery and succeeding. So yeah, I guess I would say that. So then I don't know, maybe Mark Briscoe does lose, Chase. Maybe I'm with you. Well, you got to pick one to separate one, right?
Yeah. I'm going Kenny Omega. I think he wins it, the ultimate comeback story. And then you get your kind of soft second world championship. So just like WWE, you have the undisputed title and you have the world heavyweight championship. You'll have the unified title and the AEW championship. So kind of get into those two main belts, which I think is a good thing. Ooh. AEW Women's Championship, Timeless Toni Storm. If Swerve isn't the best WWE expat, Timeless Toni Storm is, taking on Mercedes Moné, the CEO, another ex-WWEer, but she actually walked away. She quit, threw the tag championship on Hunter's desk and walked out. Hasn't lost a match in AEW. Mark, is this her first loss in AEW to the Timeless one?
I don't want to seem mean, but God, I hope so. I really do. I think like a belt collector persona has been done, but I mean, if she walks out holding this as well, the most successful female character maybe since Britt Baker's run as women's champion in time with AEW,
sure,
it would be all for naught, and she needs to be the one to take down Mercedes. So I hope Toni Storm walks away. Okay. But that's how I'm leaving it. I'm not sure if that's like my heart.
No, that's perfectly fine. That's good. Okay. Sonny, Timeless Toni Storm or Mercedes Moné?
I've got an interesting twist. So years ago, back in my day, they had the Battle of the Belts. And whenever they put Wahoo McDaniels and Flair together for one of the last times that they would meet in the ring, it was a draw. And I think it's either going to be Toni Storm with a clean sweep or it's going to be a draw. I don't see the story of multiple belts becoming the world champion. I just don't see that happen. So I'm personally hoping to draw so it can continue. I don't think it's had enough build-up time at this point. It's been kind of thrown together and pushed a little bit, I think. And it would give them a little more chance to get to know each other and get better acquainted. So I'm going to say a draw.
Okay. Chase, who's your pick here?
I have heard all the Mercedes, Sasha Banks hate, discourse, criticism, ignorance that has been spewed all over the internet for the past 4 years. And I think that not only have I read and heard it, Mercedes has heard it. And I think she's heard she's selfish. She thinks she's hotter than what she really is. I think Mercedes surprises us. I think Mercedes says, hey, there's a lot of meat on this bone and we have a lot of ways to go. Toni retains and I'll get the title later.
Okay. And Chase, I'm going to go with you. I think Toni Storm wins and we see
I'm hoping
a replay kind of last year's women's championship where Toni Storm, distraught, walked off into the streets of London. I think we may see a shattered CEO as she tastes the cruel sting of defeat. So yeah, I'll go with that. I think we're pretty much on the same page there. Final match, a Texas death match. Hangman Adam Page taking on Jon Moxley, the Death Riders, the Problem Marina Shafir. Jon Moxley saying, you don't want this, you don't want the pressure. Chase, kick it off on this last match of All In. The Hanger or Jon Moxley?
This is it, ladies and gentlemen. This is the end all be all. This is what we've all been waiting for the past couple of years. This is the end of Jon Moxley's holding the AEW title hostage. If I swear, as God is my witness on this panel, if Hangman Adam Page doesn't walk out of a Texas death match the AEW champion, I will walk into the Missouri River and you will never see me again. This is outrageous. They should have called the president to negotiate a release of the hostage that Jon Moxley has done. It's over. This is done. And nobody on this panel better say Jon Moxley. It's ridiculous.
Sonny, you got to give Jon Moxley credit though. He's stuck with this.
Absolutely. Jon has carried that
even though it's been hated on internet focus groups, internet chats. The reality is the ratings.
No hate for Jon Moxley. Jon Moxley has carried AEW on his back. A huge part of it for the past 6 years.
It's been a good run for the Shield.
Yeah.
Sonny, Jon Moxley or Hangman Adam Page?
Well, I think Jon Moxley is the greatest heel in AEW. He's got everyone's tongue wagging. Everyone thinks they know what he's going to do next, but I think if anyone can rise up to the occasion, it's Hangman Adam Page. I just think after what Hangman did to Swerve about a year ago, he's shown that he can get in the trench literally and pull stuff out of the hat. And for the Hangman to go from being that hated in that short period of time to being the most favored and liked guy in the match of this caliber this quick, I think it's fantastic. He's showing me and the world that he can work both sides of the fence. And he's in shape. He looks like a heavyweight champion to me, and how they should look. He reminds me of Magnum TA back in my day. He comes out in the leather jacket and he has a beer with Will Ospreay and they talk business, and it's just fantastic. He's one of the guys, and we all thought about a year ago, how was he going to get past the Swerve affair? And he's managed to do that and still tastefully bring that into play as being part of his lore and who he's become now. But it's seen in a better light now than what it was when it first happened. So I'm saying Hangman takes it. I think it's going to go down to the wire, though. I don't think it's going to be a 20-minute deal. I think it's going to be
no.
prolonged.
I think you're going to see lots of outside interference. All the Death Riders will be there. Mark Briscoe will be there. Swerve will be there. Will Ospreay. Yeah, and Willow Nightingale battling with Marina Shafir. I think you're going to see everything. Mark, Jon Moxley or the Hanger?
Well, to protect Chase from walking into the middle of the river, because gosh, we don't want to be here and accomplices to a potential suicide. Let's go and say Hangman Page. And just like you had mentioned, Gerald, there's going to be everybody but their mother's going to be involved in this match at some point, which is why, as co-new EVPs, if Ospreay and and Swerve turn around and ban all of the Death Riders, specifically only the Death Riders, then it tapers things in someone else's favor. Maybe we see a Bryan Danielson in return, and this is the night that. But I just think, him not winning cleanly doesn't really hurt Moxley. It's like everybody needed to get in the way of stopping me and my run. So it took kind of an army to beat me anyway. So he doesn't look bad. But does it do anything and help Hangman Page because he needed all that support and all that guidance? I don't know. As the face, how do you present that person? So, yeah, we're going to say that Page will walk away the winner, but my questions are more after. Now what? Because if you take down this, what are your biggest threats? What is it that's coming up? What's waiting around the corner? What does Gabe Kidd play in all of this? What factor does he play? So, be curious.
And Swerve, because the enemy of my enemy is my friend. That's why Swerve's going to be helping him, and he could be in line to be the next AEW champion after a win over the Bucks and then Hangman winning. So yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting as we roll into the rest of the year with AEW. Well, with that wraps up AEW All In. Take a quick break, come back, hit on Saturday night's main event, and then talk about Fountain City Pro coming back to Olathe.
Hey guys, it's your girl Ash by Elegance, and you're watching me on Wrestling Spotlight.
So let's hit on Saturday night's main event. We're getting 4 matches on Saturday night's main event. The last one just announced. Jimmy Uso, Big Jim, taking on Solo Sikoa and his family tree behind him for the U.S. Championship. That Solo just won from Jacob Fatu. Chase, let's just start off with this one. I think this is a pretty easy one. I believe you and I have as good a chance of winning the U.S. Championship as Jimmy Uso does.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think they're going to drop it off of Solo. However, because why not? I wouldn't hate it if we saw Jacob Fatu or possibly another Fatu come in and cost Solo this match. It is weird to see WWE kind of rinse, recycle, and repeat this bloodline thing. It's getting a little crazy, but again, just to be different, why not? I could see somebody causing an upset for Solo and Big Jim walking out the United States champion.
Well, sure. And in the words of Vince McMahon himself, when he was in charge and somebody would question a match decision, his answer is usually because
that's right.
Yeah. Why not? Sonny, Jimmy Uso or Solo Sikoa?
Jimmy Uso. Jimmy has spent this year going from a mid-card level guy as a singles competitor to a main eventer. He's paid his dues against ring general Gunther, and I think it's his night. And being that the front office flipped the title so fast from Jacob Fatu to Solo, I think it could flip back at this point. And I think fans are going to be mighty disappointed if Jimmy doesn't walk out the champion.
Okay, fair, true. Mark?
I think I'm more in line with Chase. I can't see them flipping the title on Saturday night's main event, no less. No offense, no disrespect, but I feel like if that title changes hands, it's happening on a major PLE. And there are just too many factors and people that can get involved. Yeah, even if somebody comes to support Jimmy, I still think that it's still a numbers game. And ultimately, little brother finds a way to pull a fast one on big brother. So.
Okay, and I already said I think I have a better chance of winning than Jimmy Uso, so I'm going with Solo Sikoa. Another match that seems rather clear-cut who's going to win. Drew McIntyre makes his return after getting cleanly beat in a steel cage match, taking on the Viper, Randy Orton. And Marc, that Drew needs to win this one, doesn't he?
Yeah, I think he does need to win this one, but I think this is the whole narrative here being about not hesitating, and I think not that Randy would, but I don't think he's even going to get the opportunity to hesitate because I think Drew's more in line to try and make a statement, and it's more about a win. I don't even think Drew's going to win the match. I think he's actually going to get himself disqualified, but it's more about making a statement so even in defeat, still looking good, but making a statement at the expense of Randy Orton, and maybe they have a shorter program running over the next couple of months.
Okay, I can see that. No decision. Sonny.
After seeing Randy Orton's back issue when he was in Saudi Arabia, I think my question is, how healthy is he at this point? And Drew McIntyre is hard hitting. I think if Drew McIntyre has ever had a chance at getting over on Randy, it's now. And I think Randy should probably possibly take a little time out to have his back checked and see what's going on with it. This is when, as I tell general fans of the business, the guys really get hurt. They don't have time to recover, and they push them right on into the next pay-per-view type style matches, and then they wrestle on Friday night. They wrestle on Saturday. They wrestle again on Raw, and there's no time to go get checked out to see how hurt they really are. And I think that's going to be the situation with Randy. I'm a huge Randy Orton fan. I believe in his pursuit of another championship title. But it's time to get checked out, I think.
Okay, I like that. Chase, Drew McIntyre, Randy Orton.
I can see Drew taking it. I think at some point we're gonna get Randy and Cena again, or maybe Randy and Cody, whenever that happens. But for now, it looks like they're doing a little bit more with Drew, so I'm going to go with Drew.
Yeah, I think Drew McIntyre gets this one. I think he does need a little bit of a redemption. Needs to get a W. Seth freaking Rollins against L.A. Knight. Yeah. Chase, who do you think here? The Visionary?
Seth Rollins. Yeah, Seth Rollins. Yeah.
Doesn't help any if LA Knight wins this one, really, does it? Sonny, the Visionary, the Revolutionary, or the Megastar?
I've got behind Seth Rollins, but lately LA Knight's been getting a push, and I think he needs to win more at this point. I think if they're going to continue on the storyline that they're on, they got to give him some wins. So I think in an upset, LA Knight, and nobody can get the crowd going like Knight. Knight's got the momentum.
Yeah. And Marc?
I think if there's any match that has an upset because of maybe CM Punk getting involved or potentially a Roman Reigns getting involved and actually Knight winning, this could be it. Because right now, up until this point, we see the numbers against them. Man, if there's a dark horse match where you could have a surprise winner, this could be it. This really could be it. It helps Knight because he's won the match and he's ultimately gone over. But at the same time, I don't think it hurts Rollins because he's still the Money in the Bank winner and he could still cash in at the end of the night. So he still really holds an ace, really, that he walks to the ring with. He could afford the loss. I'm kind of with Sonny on this one. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that because of outside interference. And there are plenty of rumors that the tribal chief is coming back and Roman Reigns will make his return. And what better way than to steal a win from his old teammate, Seth Rollins. So, yeah, I like that. I'll go with L.A. Knight. I think he does need a win, and it would break it up a little bit, be an interesting switch. The championship, the World Heavyweight Championship, the Ring General, taking on Goldberg in Goldberg's hometown. Marc, is Gunther next?
Well, as I wrote in our recent Pro Wrestling Post preview of the event, the Bret Hart in me says Gunther because of X, Y, and Z. I just if this is a retirement match, he can go out on his sword, and it's fine. I don't see anything long term, but it really would cement Gunther in beating a legend. I mean, he's beaten big names, but this really helps his stock. I've heard people jockey about and say that they flip it, or that even if Gunther wins or if Goldberg wins, that Seth still cashes in at the end of the night. So, but yeah, for now, I'm going to pull Gunther, and yeah, it doesn't need to be nefarious means. He's a real deal.
I like that. Sonny, the Ring General or Goldberg? 58-year-old Goldberg.
Social media is going bananas over Goldberg's return. It's been the buzz all week long, literally. But I think if anyone could upset Gunther at this point in time, it would be someone like a Bill Goldberg. Bill Goldberg is a accomplished martial artist in real life. Plus, he's got the ring time in. I don't see the front office going with Goldberg at this point. I wish this was to quote my friends at Ring Takes podcast, I wish this was a non-sanctioned match where they could just go at it and feel each other out a little bit more. I think this was thrown together too fast. End of the day, I'm going with the Ring General. But Goldberg's not going to be a pushover. So.
And Chase?
Goldberg is 58 years old. Yeah. Goldberg's last match was in 2022 at Superstar Showdown, where him and Taker almost broke each other's necks.
Yeah, almost killed each other. Yeah.
Yeah, I was trying not to go there because I just talked about walking into the river earlier. I didn't want two of those being on one show. But no, I mean, the only way I could see Goldberg winning this, the only way, is if Paul Heyman tugged on Paul Levesque's heartstrings, because we know how much of a soft spot Paul Heyman has for Bill Goldberg. At which I do want to talk about Marc mentioning Seth cashing in. Gosh, man, wouldn't that be a shot in the foot, right? I mean, you put Saturday night's main event up against AEW's biggest pay-per-view, and you're gonna have Seth do the cash in on it. Man, I would pop just for that. I would pop for the simple fact of like, bro, what are we doing?
That's the only way I think Goldberg wins, is his jackhammer is followed immediately after by a cash in, a curb stomp, and a Seth freaking Rollins win.
I could, and that's why I'm laughing now, is because I could totally see it, but it wouldn't be the best idea to do on that event. Now I could see Goldberg winning, and maybe on Monday getting attacked and then dropping the title. Again, this is not a knock on Goldberg. Goldberg's the reason why some people watch wrestling. Now from 1998 to start, there was a lot of kids that started watching wrestling when Goldberg was, a thing. I just don't know if having him beat Gunther. If you were gonna do that, wouldn't it have made more sense for him to beat Jay? I don't know. Anyways, I'm going Gunther. There's I think it would be weird if Goldberg got the 3 count. So
yeah,
Gunther.
I'm going Gunther. I'm going Gunther too, but the only way it goes the other way is Goldberg wins and then immediately loses, and Seth has the title. Hey,
crazy.
We sponsor a lot of women's wrestling with Wrestling Spotlight, including upcoming Central States Championship Wrestling matchup with Blair Onyx taking on the last of the Freebirds, Miranda Gordy. Central States back at it, coming up here in Kansas City on July 26th at the Abdullah Shrine on Metcalf, right there in Overland Park. We're going to have the last Freebird, Miranda Gordy, on the channel here in a little bit too to talk about that. So I do want to mention WWE Evolution too. It's really kind of unfortunate they bundled it in this weekend. I think it could stand on its own as an event. We have the Women's World Championship, Io Sky defending against Rhea Ripley, which could be a WrestleMania match or a SummerSlam match. Tiffy Stratton defending against Trish Stratus. So there's your legend going up against the current champion match. NXT title, JCJ, the champion, going up against the juggernaut Jordynne Grace. Becky Lynch defending the Intercontinental title against Bayley and Lyra Valkyria. The Women's Tag Championship, Raquel Rodriguez, Roxanne Perez using the Freebird rules, taking on Charlotte Flair, Alexa Bliss, the Kabuki Warriors, and Zaria and Sol Ruca from NXT. And then top it off, a battle royal to get a championship shot at the Clash in Paris. Nia Jax, Stephanie Vacour. Stephanie Vacour's winning. Nikki Bella, Ivy Nile, Natalya, and Maxine Dupree. Any of those matches jump out at you guys? Do you see a bunch of championship changes coming up at Evolution, or do you think we're going to see just kind of carrying on? Because I think it's a great idea to have an all-women's event, but it does seem kind of thrown together. Do you feel that same way, Chase? Or
I do. I really wish it would have been on Sunday.
It is.
Not Sunday. I really wish it would have been next Sunday.
The next week, yeah.
I feel like they could have done a lot more with it. I think it's business as usual. Just kind of the only thing I will say, and this is one of my crappy predictions. I try to throw these; they're like darts. I try to throw them and hope one of them sticks. Jordynne Grace wins the NXT Women's Championship. Blake Monroe turns on her after. Blake Monroe should not be a babyface.
No, that's what she does.
Yeah, she should not be a babyface. So that turn is either happening at Evolution or it will happen very soon. But that's my bold prediction, if you will.
I like that one. Guys, Rhea Ripley, does she get her belt back, or do you think Io Sky retains? I'm going Io Sky. I think we're going to see a title change coming up at SummerSlam.
I am too. I think Io Sky's energy that she brings to the ring just makes her taller than she is in person. And she's like that all through the match. She's almost just the Sting of the women's division right now. You can't beat the energy out of her. I mean, it makes no difference how long the match goes. And I think it's a mismatch of the year for her and Rhea Ripley to be against each other. I admire what she's done in presenting it to Rhea Ripley, but I don't think it's going to happen just yet for Mommy. I think it will, but I don't think it's going to happen just yet.
And everybody agree it's still Tiffy time? Tiffany Stratton's not losing, right?
No.
Across the board on that one. Does the man, Becky Lynch, hold on to the Intercontinental title?
Gosh, I hope not. I'm ready
Or
to see it change.
do you think Bailey, the role model, maybe gets a win here somehow?
I'm hoping Beatty pulls it out of the hat. Beatty's got the Beatty's got the happiest. I'm happy to be here, smiling the business. Here.
Okay. And tag championship, can Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss coexist to win the title?
Chase, you want to go?
I'm super confused on what they're doing with it. If it doesn't end with Alexa joining the Wyatt Six, I don't know what we're doing. I don't know what we've been doing with that. Very interesting. So no, I don't. I think they could win it. I think it could be one of those things where the strange bedfellows, I guess, reminds me of 1997 Sean and Steve winning the tag team titles. Maybe it would be interesting. I don't know.
And Mark, any of the matches on Women's Evolution that jump out at you?
Actually, what jumps out so far is why Julia's not defending the United States title.
Sure.
And, right now, that's kind of surprising to me, just because Stephanie Vicor is part of the Battle Royal, and all the big names that they've elevated are there. That's surprising. Not to say that it probably still won't be, because we are a couple of days away from something just kind of materializing, maybe her defending. But Zelina Vega's already in that, so who is left for her to kind of contend with or face? So I think maybe we see a cash in with Naomi, if even in defeat against Jade Cargill, that maybe she cashes in tonight. She's still got Tiffy right there, and that might be your sunshine and roses kind of butterfly type match between her and Trish. And by the end of it, there was a cash-in attempt at the very least. So we'll see.
Oh, I like that. Yeah, because that would set up a main event at SummerSlam with Jade taking on Naomi.
Yeah,
a rematch from WrestleMania.
And it would definitely bring closure to that feud if that's the case.
Yeah, because there's a storm coming for whoever the WWE Women's Champion is. I like that. Well, with that, we'll wrap it up. That's the WWE portion. I did want to mention it was just announced, and we'll get more details coming up here. But, Chase, Fountain City Pro getting back in action, back in business, coming up on, I believe it's August 13th at the Ball Event Center.
15th. Friday,
15th,
August
okay.
15th. Yep. Yes. We announced the event yesterday. Tickets will go on sale tomorrow. Will this be live on the channel tonight or tomorrow?
Tomorrow.
Okay. Well, then, even if not, even if it goes live tonight, people who watch Wrestling Spotlight TV, who promotes Fountain City, it wouldn't hurt to throw some bones at Wrestling Spotlight. So when tickets go on sale tomorrow, the two matches that will be announced will be Gary J versus Camaro Jackson for the Fountain City Pro Championship. And then we will also have a one-on-one match. To my surprise, is a first time, I thought, for these two cats wrestling in mid-states with Jason Jones. I thought they would have crossed paths by now. But we're going to do Handsome Scott Hansen versus must-see TV Colton Theron Vaught. That's going to be a super, super exciting match for everybody. And then, because I can, nobody's gonna get mad at me. There is a title that used to be defended in Kansas City, called the Destination Championship. Right now, Aaron Williams holds that title. As long as he wins on July 25th, he will face Heidi Howitzer for the Destination Championship at Fountain City. So that match will not be announced until possibly after July 25th. So that is my gift to the Wrestling Spotlight.
Okay, excellent. Well, and just since we're winding it down, anybody champion of the week? Do you guys chase your champion of the week as we wrap it up here?
Hangman Adam Page. It's time. We're done.
Okay. Sonny.
Chad Gable. I think I have a little bit I want to share about this thing. I've heard everyone's opinion. I think at the beginning, for sure, Chad Gable was doing the
El Grande Americana.
El Grande Americana routine. But I think as time has marched on, we've gotten away from Chad Gable, and the front office is putting in the second person. I don't think it's all Chad Gable at this point. That's my
Very true. He looks slightly more European.
Slightly. And he's leaner and a little bit taller, I think. So.
Little imperial. And Marc, you're champion of the week.
Rider, but this is a whole different spin. Sorry, Marc.
No worries. My champion of the week is long overdue, Mr. Karrion Kross, who
good one, yeah.
Getting like traction behind him, fans just stopping and cheering, and just it feels like he's becoming undeniable. And so like I'd like to see where this is gonna go. It's funny, he's the heel, he attacks Sammy, and fans are cheering like one more time. Like they wanna it's interesting to see where this is going. So I'm curious to seeing the rise of Karrion Kross finally.
It's very nice to see that the same people that rejected Karrion Kross are now accepting him because wrestling fans. That's why.
Fickle.
I'll give my champion of the week to Joe DeFalco, the David Difference, future stars of wrestling, because WWE fans right now are seeing what fans in Las Vegas going to the FSW arena saw a few years ago when Solo Sikoa and Karrion Kross were at the top of the card in FSW wrestling. They're getting to show their personalities. You're seeing why they were stars in FSW. And you can actually subscribe to the FSW network on Triller TV, and you can watch some of those matches back when Solo and Karrion were in FSW. It's some great wrestling, and by all means, check out FSW. They put on some great wrestling. Easily one of the best independent promotions in the country. Well, with that, we'll wrap it up here. Got a look at the first half of the year, broke down All In, Saturday night's main event, and Evolution, and gave a little preview towards Fountain City Pro coming back. Chase, of course, people can follow Fountain City Pro on all the social medias.
Every one of them. Blue Sky, TikTok, X, Facebook, Instagram, every single one. MySpace, Zanga. That's a joke for my millennial friends. So. And
Marc, Pro Wrestling Post. Where can people find that and get some of that great content?
Thanks. You can find us at prowrestlingpost.com. We have content going out daily. We've just released our Saturday night's main event preview, myself and Kelly Dishow. Dishow have put out a preview regarding that. That's live right now. But we have content where we're looking at rivalries. So we're going to go back and recapture the rivalry between Dusty Rhodes and Ric Flair, and Ric Flair and Sting, and I go back and I recapture the history of the Midnight Express, and I started to peel back layers to things that I saw and I enjoyed as a kid, and like, is it as great now in looking back as it is as I think it is? And I'm hoping that with a new audience, fresh set of eyes looking at it, can appreciate what we have. But then we're also putting out pieces, still waiting for a piece that will be a chronological look at the history of Fountain City Pro. But whenever that happens, we will gladly welcome it. Not to put anyone on the spot, but I'm sure that will come at some point. Somebody's very busy. No names, but they're very busy.
Yeah, excellent. And Sonny? where can people keep up with you and kind of check in?
They can reach me at Sonny Cain at Real Sonny Cain on X. They can reach me at Sonny Cain, the Man Eagle, on Facebook.
Excellent. Well, and hey, and you can always watch Wrestling Spotlight TV 24/7 on every smart TV, every smart device. Download the app on True TV Plus, Sports.tv, Watch, eCarbon TV, and more. And with that, we'll wrap it up, and we'll let our friend Nixie Access take us out for the night. Enjoy All In, Saturday night's main event in Evolution. We'll see you back here on Wrestling Spotlight TV.
Come see me, Nixie XS, the Versace of violence, the main girl, the height of fashion, on Wrestling Spotlight TV on True TV Plus.